Hi teachers, today I am going to talk about Foundation Level 2 C2 Mystical Gem class. In this class, students will be introduced to the concept of events and actions. The goal of this class is to learn about the click event and will create a game wherein the gem changes its look whenever it is clicked. So teachers explain these code blocks which are used in today's class. So the turn block, it rotates an actor to the right by the specified value. Next background, it changes the state's background to the next background. Next costume, it changes the actor's costume into next costume. And when actor clicked, it runs the code attached to this block when the actor is clicked. So teachers, make sure that you are using all these vocabularies while you are explaining in the class. So then quickly start the session with a quick revision what they have learned in the previous class, and also open the slides and start the narrative of the class. So tell them that in the last class they have trained the knight to guard the treasure which is placed inside the castle. So here the dragon also found a mystical gem in the jungle. So show this mystical gem to your students. So then tell the student to explore this activity and share their observation to you. So for doing so, first you need to send the request to the students for sharing their screen. Then ask the student to explore this activity. So tell them to click on play and then go on clicking on this gem and see what is happening there. So after exploring this activity, so you can stop sharing the screen for the students and come back to the slides and ask the students what did they observe. So then tell the students that gem is moving on the screen, and when it is clicked, the gem and the background changes, and then a sound is played. So these are the observations we have seen. So tell the students that to create this mystical gem game, we have 3 missions. So mission 1, move the gem. Mission 2, click to change gem. And mission 3 is turn the gem. So we will start with the mission 1, that is move the gem. So in this move the gem, we need to make the gem move back and forth. Okay. So in the last class, they have already learnt about how to move back and forth. So quickly ask these questions to the students. So identify the actors in both the images. So in the first image we have gem and in the second image we have knight. So it is both gem and knight. So option C. That's the correct answer. So then ask a question, which code will make the knight move continuously? So to make the knight move continuously, we are using a forever loop. So that is option A. So option A is the correct answer. Then ask the student which code block will make the knight turn back. So that is if he is touching any of the edges, he will bounce back. So that is if on edge bounce. That is option C. Okay. So then to make an actor move on the screen, we are going to use all these blocks. So that is forever block is used to repeat continuously, and move block is used to move the actor, and if on edge bounce, that is used to bounce back on touching edges, and wait block is used to make it slow down. So ask a student to do this activity. Okay, then send the request to the screen share for the students, and then this is the activity where they're going to move the gem. So ask the student to read all these instructions here and start with an activity. So here on start, we are going to forever move the gem. So that is, we are using a move pixel blocks, and it is mentioned in the steps here to change from 0 to 40 pixels. So make it 40 pixels here. And now try your code. Click on try your code, and you are not able to see the gem here because it is moving so speed so that you are not able to see on the screen. So to make it slow down, okay, let's see what we can do. And also it is going out of the screen, so that's why we are not able to see it on the screen. So for that we need to take this if on wedge bounce. So when you click this, can you see now the actor is moving back and forth. So this is how we are going to move it back and forth, but it is very fast. Okay, so to make it slow down, we are going to use this delay block. Okay, that is wait block. So now let's see how this is done. Okay, so here the gem is moving back and forth. So this is how the activity is done, and ask the student to save the code. Okay, then stop the screen share for the student. Okay, and then come back to the slides. So then tell the students that is mission 1 is completed and congratulate for the same. And then moving to the mission 2, so where we are going to click to change the gem. So in this we are going to click the gem to change the costume of the gem, and as well as the background will change. So how did the gem and background change? Ask this to the student. So when the gem is clicked, the gem and the background changed. So explain this click event concept to the students. So clicking the gem with the mouse is an event. Then changing the costume of the gem is an action. Okay. So tell them some real life examples here. Like when you are clicking button, the fan is turned on. That is nothing but clicking event is an event, and action is nothing but turning on the fan. So also one more example is pressing the power button. That is event, and action is laptop is turning on. So these are the real life examples. Also you can say that whenever you click on a play button, that is an event, and action is it runs the code, attach it to the start block. So these are the examples. Even you can ask some examples from the students also. Okay. Then let's show now how this costume changes. Okay, so we need to do the teacher activity here. So for doing this teacher activity, first you need to share your screen and start with the teacher activity. So this is the activity where we are going to click the gem to change the costume. So as a student, to help you to do the coding for this. So here whenever the actor is clicked, okay, that is it is going to change the costume to the next costume. So here costumes are changing because here in the actor gem you have a setting icon. Click on this setting icon and show these different costumes of the gem to the student. So whenever you click on a gem, it is going to change each and every costume here, and it will show on the screen. So here this is for the next costume. Okay, and also let us first run and see how the costume is changing. See, whenever we click on it, it is changing the costume of the gem. So then to change even the background, we need to use the next background block. Okay, now let us run and see. Yeah, so whenever you're clicking, even background is changing and the gem costume is also changing. So background is changing because we have a different costumes for the stage here. So this is how the background is going to change the costume. So then even we are going to put the play sound here. So let's use play sound and use this sound which is available, or you can even add your own sound. So then this is a complete code. Let's try our code now. So whenever we are clicking this gem, it changes the costume, and also the sound is played, and also the background is changing. Yeah, this is the teacher activity. So then ask the student, okay, to do the same. Okay, but before that we have some revision. So we need to ask the student what is an event and what is an action. So whenever the gem is clicked, so action takes place, that is gem changes costume, and also background changes the costume. So then ask the student to conduct this activity. So as already I showed, we need to just drag this when actor clicked, next costume and next background, and play sound and choose the sound. Okay, so this is your code. So you can just run and show the output. So this is how we are doing this activity. Okay, so then ask the student to save this code, and then stop the screen share for the student and come back to the slides. So then next we can just explain the student that when actor clicked, so it is an event block that activates when actor is clicked with the mouse. And as a student, what is next costume? So it changes the actor's costume to the next one. And as a student, what is next background? So it changes the stage background to the next one. So then congratulate the student for completing the mission 2 successfully. And now we are moving on to the mission 3. Okay. But before that, we have some quiz questions. So as a student to answer this quiz question. So identify the event and action in the visual. So here there is some visual. We need to identify the event and action. So you are pressing a button and the TV turns on. So here option A is pressing a button is event, turns on, a TV is an action. And second one is TV turns on and pressing a button is an action. So it is option A. Okay. So then the next slide will be having the answer. So then now we are moving on to the mission 3. Okay, so in the mission 3 we are going to turn the gem. Okay, so as we saw in the explore activity, the gem was moving all over the screen in this activity. Okay, but now our gem is moving only back and forth. So let us give a turn for the gem so that it is moving all over the screen. So here whenever we click on this gem, it has to bounce all over the screen. Okay, it is very easy when it is moving back and forth, but it is very little challenging when it is moving all over the screen. So by adding a turn block, we can make our gem to move all over the screen, and this makes even the game little more fun. So this is a turn block. So it turns the actor all the 360 degrees. Okay. So whatever angle you give, that angle degrees, it is going to turn the actor. So we are adding turn to make it bounce all over the screen. So now let's start with this activity here, and we will make our gem to turn all over the screen. So as a student, to help you to do the code, so we are taking this turn degrees block and we are adding first inside the forever block, and see that we are giving 20-degree angle, and now let's check the output. So it is just turning around in the same position, right? Yeah. So we need to make it bounce all over the screen. So for that, you need to make this turn 20 degrees, okay, just below the on start and outside the forever. Okay. So now let's try our code and see. So now can you see it is just moving all over the screen. Okay. So this is how you can show the output. So then you need to stop share your screen and then ask the student some questions which are given here. So what will happen if the turn block is placed inside the forever block? So as I showed you, it is going to rotate in the same position. So that is option A. Okay, so then ask the student to open the activity here and do the same activity which I have shown now. So let's see. So we are adding this turn degrees and giving 20-degree angle, or you can give any angle and try there. Okay, and just run. Okay, so it is moving all over the screen. So this is what we are doing in this third activity. Ask the student to save the code. Okay, and yeah, then stop share for the student and then ask these questions. So use dash to change the outcome as shown. So this is the actor, it is changed the costume to this. So sorry, it is changing the angle, that is it is turning. Okay, so which code block we are using for this? So it is option C, that is turn 90 degrees. Okay, all right. So then ask this question, what can we do to slow the ball down? So to make it, see this is going very fast. To slow it down, we are going to use a delay block, that is wait seconds block. So that's the answer. So then congratulate the student for completing the mission 3 successfully. Okay. And then just have a quick revision and ask the questions like why, when actor, why it is used, and why it is used next costume, next background, and turn degree block. Okay. And then explain the coding concept, that is event. So whenever we click on a gem, it changes the gem. Okay, that is an action. So then show these examples to the student, that these are the examples for the click event. Whenever you're clicking there, it is taking place some action. Okay, and congratulate the student for completing the mystical gem game and also learning about the event. And we have some additional activities here. Teachers, if you have some time in the class, you can conduct this additional activity. So where you are going to add some music and also some instructions on the screen. So this is the activity. Let's start doing this. So we are going to add instruction because users should understand what to be done in this game. So here first we are going to code it from the stage. So we are taking on start and save block, and here you need to write click the gem to see the magic. Okay, yeah. So then in the next we're going to add a sound. So we will add this sound here and add this adventure theme. So this is additional activity should be conducted by the student itself. So click on a play button, and can you see the instruction here? And the music is played, and then you can click this here. Yeah, this is what the additional activity 1. Okay, and then next we have one more additional activity where you can change the gem into kaleidoscope when it is clicked. So we are adding some effects to the gem here. Okay, so let's do this additional activity too. So you can ask the student what is kaleidoscope, they know about the kaleidoscope or not, and then you can explain what is kaleidoscope to the student. So then next here we're going to add this change effect block to the when actor clicked, and you're giving the effect of kaleidoscope. Okay, so kaleidoscope is generally a toy, like which is having some mirrors. Whenever you are turning that, it gives some effects there. So that is what we are adding here. Whenever you're clicking on this gem, it changes its effects. So that's the kaleidoscope effect. Okay, so this is what we are doing in the second additional activity. So yeah, now this is a project which they are going to do after the class. So tell the students that whenever they are clicking on a ball, the color of the ball should change. So this is what the project they have to do. And then create an excitement in the student that in the next class they are going to create a chase game by using point towards block. So this is the chase game. Okay, and yeah, that's all about this C2 class, teachers. So in order to deliver the great class, teachers, please practice the activities before you go to the class so that you'll be confident enough to deliver it to your students. All the very best, teachers. Thank you.